everyone, my name is Miruna. Welcome to our podcast Learning the History of Learning, one episode, one time, where we explore how post-secondary education in Malaysia has evolved and shaped our country. In this episode, we have 4 researchers to share their insights. So we'll dive into the historical development of higher education in Malaysia, especially universities, which analyze its impact on national progress and discuss some pressing issues that we face today. So whether you're a student, educator or policymaker, stay with us for the next 11 minutes as we break it all down. Let's begin our podcast with the historical milestone. Can you walk us through the key milestones in Malaysia's post-secondary education?
Hi everyone, I'm Janani.
I'm Kushalini.
Today we are exploring something close to our home, which is the story of post-secondary education in Malaysia.
Yep, Janani, from the very first university to global campuses, we see today Malaysia higher education system has gone through some amazing changes. Our goal is not only give facts but insights. Let's dive in.
For the first, we are going to talk about early beginnings under the British. Higher education in Malaya really began during British colonial rule, and back then it was designed mainly to serve the needs of the colonial administration.
Exactly, Janani. In 1905, the King Edward VII College of Medicine founded in Singapore to build medical personnel.
Then in 1928, Raffles College was set up offering diploma level courses in arts and science.
And here the big moment in 1949. Those two institutions merged to form University of Malaya in Singapore. It became the first major university among Malaya and Singapore.
For the next, growth before independence. After World War II, demand for higher education grew rapidly.
The University Malaya became the main institution of higher learning. But let's be honest, access was mostly of the elite and those from English medium schools. That was the colonial bias of the time.
True. Meanwhile, teacher training was also crucial. The Sultan Idris Training College, founded back in 1922, played a vital role in producing local educators.
And many of those educators went on to become leaders in politics and education after independence.
For the next milestone, it's about post-independence expansion. When Malaysia gained independence 1957, education became central to nation building.
A milestone came in 1962 when the University of Malaya was split into two. The University of Malaya in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's first national university, and University of Singapore.
Soon after, more institutions were established. University Science Malaysia was founded in 1969 in Penang.
And Janani Institute Technology Mara or UiTM was created in 1967 to train Bumiputra students in professional and technical fields.
Polytechnics and teachers training colleges also expanded to support Malaysia's growing economy.
The next milestone, diversification and national integration. From the 1970s through the 1990s, post-secondary education was shaped by New Economic Policy or NEP, which aimed to reduce economic disparities.
This was when we saw more public universities with specific missions. For example, University Kebangsaan Malaysia (UKM) in 1970 was built to strengthen Malay as the language of knowledge.
Miruna University Pertanian Malaysia (UPM) in 1971 focused on agriculture.
And University Technology Malaysia (UTM) in 1972 specialized in engineering and technology.
At the same time, technical and vocational education was expanded to support Malaysia's push for industrialization.
For the next point, private sector and internalization. Then came a game changer, the Education Act of 1996.
Right, Janani, this act liberalized higher education, opening door for private universities and foreign branch campuses.
That's how we got Multimedia University in 1997 plus international campuses like Monash Nottingham and Curtin.
By the late 1990s and 2000, Malaysia had a mixed system of public universities, private polytechnics, and community colleges.
Okay, so what were some significant reforms or policy changes that shaped higher education in Malaysia?
For your information, Mirna, in the 21st century, reforms continue. We had the Education Development Plan from 2001 to 2010 and later the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025.
Mirna, the focus shifted to quality, equity, efficiency, and importantly, strengthening TVET or Technical and Vocational Education and Training as an alternative pathway.
Malaysia also positioned itself as an education hub in Southeast Asia, attracting thousands of international students.
The aim was clear to produce graduates who are globally competitive and from local focus to global stage. It was the story still being written. Thank you, Mirna.
Thank you, Kusha and Janani. So let's move into the next segment, Press. How has universities contributed to Malaysia's economic development in workforce, social mobility, cultural integration, and nation building?
Hello, I'm Divya. So now I'm going to talk about impact on national progress. First, the economy. When young people go to university, colleges or even vocational school, they don't just get certificates. They also gain skills. Skills in technology, healthcare, engineering and business these are the exact what industry need. A skilled workforce means higher productivity, more innovation and even more foreign investor coming in. In short, education helps the country shift from low skill jobs and to the knowledgeable based economy. Now, society. Post-secondary education is one of the strongest tools for social mobility. It gives students, no matter their background, the chance to get better jobs, improve their lives. Education breaks the cycle of poverty. At the same time, campuses bring together peoples from different races, religious cultures. This builds their understanding, tolerance and unity. So education doesn't just change the life, it also connects communities. And finally, nation building. Education is not only about jobs, it also about identity. University instill values like responsibility, leadership, and patriotism. They are the centers of research and innovation, helping countries modernize and adapt to global changes. Graduates become the leaders, educators, and thinkers who shape the future of the nation. So, if we look at it close, post-secondary education builds a stronger economy, fairer society, and more united nation. It's not just personal achievement, it's also a national investment. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Divya, for sharing the impact on national progress. So let's move into the last segment. Okay, so the last part is about current issues and challenges. What are the main challenges facing Malaysia post-education today?
Thank you. I'm Janusri. I'll be sharing some key concerns in Malaysia's post-secondary education. First, the big issue is employability. Many graduates struggle to find jobs because the skills they learn don't always match what industries want. Employers often say graduates lack soft skills like communication and critical thinking. Second, there are tensions between public and private universities. Public universities are cheaper and more accessible, but they face overcrowding and limited resources.
Okay.
So when it comes to private universities, usually they provide better facilities and exposure, but the high fees make them less accessible for many students. And finally, we have concerns about the quality of graduates, frequent policy changes, and global rankings. The government introduced new policies to improve higher education, but sometimes the implementation is slow. At the same time, universities chase global rankings, which can shift focus away from preparing students for real life.
Thank you, Janu, for sharing the valuable insights to us.
Thank you, Mirna.
To wrap up, Malaysia's journey in post-secondary education has been one of the rapid growth, policy innovation and national ambition. So that's all for today's episode, Learning the History of Learning, one episode, one time.
Learning the history of learning. One episode,
One time.
Signing off, it's Miruna. See you in the next episode.